A very good evening. It's Saturday, the 20th of December 2014, and welcome to a brand new edition of News First Weekend. I'm Arundhati Mudarnayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Five districts, including Anuradhapura, affected by the heavy rains. A number of tanks reach danger levels. President says that the manifesto of the opposition candidate is an extraction of the 2015 budget.
මම ඉදිරිපත් කරාම ඒ අය කොපි කරන්න බෑ කාටවත්. ඒකේ පේටන්ට් රයිට් එක මට තියෙන්නේ. නේ?
The current administration has no program to uplift the local industries. A statement by Maithripala Sirisena.
මේ අවුරුදු 10ටම මේ රටේ දේශීය කර්මාන්ත වශයෙන් එකම කර්මාන්ත ආයතනයක්වත් ප්‍රබල ලෙස ආරම්භ කරුවේ නැහැ.
An expose from Nishantamuthu Hettigama on those arrested in connection with the Vanduramba incident. MP Sujiva Senasinghe challenges Deputy Minister Faisal Mustafa.
And now the stories in detail. The Disaster Management Centre says that 4,000 persons have been affected across the island as a result of the inclement weather. Posing a greater threat, the water levels of 300 tanks in the Anuradhapura district alone have reached the danger level.
Water levels of almost all tanks in the Anuradhapura district have risen as a result of the continuous downpour. Chief Engineer of the Water Management Unit of the Department of Agrarian Development, Prabhat Pitharuda, speaking to Newsfirst, said that water levels of 300 out of 2,481 tanks, which fall under the purview of the department, have reached the danger level. Spill gates of a number of tanks, including the Kalavawa, Rajanganaya, Tisavawa, Nuvaravawa, Nachaduva and Mahakanadarawa tanks have been opened. Meanwhile, the bund of the Kubichan Kulam tank in the Anuradhapura town is at a risk of overflowing due to heavy rains, and measures were taken to evacuate the locals in the area this morning. As a security measure, vehicles were not allowed to enter the town of Anuradhapura temporarily. In a bid to protect the bund of the tank, a backhoe was called in to expand the area in order to release excess water.
The Department of Irrigation, as per instructions issued by the Ministry of Technology, the Urban Council and the other government institutions, have controlled the disaster situation very well.
Several areas in the Anuradhapura district continue to remain inundated, and hundreds of acres of paddy lands which were cultivated for over 2 months have been destroyed. Meanwhile, a number of families affected by the inclement weather have sought shelter at the Mahinda Model Primary School in Anuradhapura. Meanwhile, a correspondent added that damages have been caused to the Kuratiya, Nelungama and several small tanks in Anuradhapura owing to the inclement weather. Overflowing waters from the Paindukulama tank in Anuradhapura resulted in the inundation of the Northern Railway line in the Belland Kadavala, causing disruptions to train travel. As a result of the inclement weather condition, the Anuradhapura jail has been inundated. The spokesperson of the Department of Prison, T.N. Upuldeniya, noted that steps have been taken to transfer the inmates to a different prison. Thereby, 800 prison inmates have been transferred to several prisons, including the Variapula prison. Several tanks, including the Parakram Samudra, Minneria tank and Kaudula tank in Polonnaruwa, have reached spill level. A correspondent adds that 10 spill gates of the Parakram Samudra have been opened to their maximum capacity. As a result of this, several main roads, including the Batticlo-Colombo road, were inundated, causing disruption to transportation in the area. Many farmlands in Madragiriya too have been inundated. Meanwhile, the police, together with the Divisional Secretariat, undertook a valiant effort to rescue a group of persons trapped in Mirisoya, Tissapura. 3 families were trapped and later rescued by the army when spill gates of the Kaudula tank were opened, which caused flooding in the Valley Ala village in Kirimatia. The Kanta Reservoir and the Pera Maduwa and Agbogamur tanks in the Trincomalee district have exceeded spill levels. Our correspondent said that farmlands in the Kantale town, Varnala and Kitulutuva villages have been inundated. Meanwhile, residents from Tulsipura, Sumedagama and Rebelan villages have also been affected by heavy rains. Overflow of water from the Kandalama, Devahua, Vamadilla, Dambuloya and Bovatana tanks and other reservoirs have affected a number of people in these areas. The Ambano Opalgala road was flooded as a result of the Bovatana reservoir breaking its banks. The National Building Research Organisation has issued landslide warnings to 4 districts, including the Kandy, Matale and Badula districts. One house was completely destroyed due to an earth embankment. Several earthquakes were also reported at various locations in Halyala, Badula and Ketavala roads. An earth embankment which collapsed onto the Rikilagaskara Hanguranketa in the Hulan Wangua areas caused delays to transportation for several hours. Our correspondent added that the road was later cleared of debris.
We
can expect a decrease in the atmospheric disturbance prevalent over the island. We can expect mild showers across the island.
Meanwhile, Minister of Disaster Management Mahinda Amaravira convened a media briefing this afternoon.
The 3 armed forces are on high alert, and if it is required, we will be utilizing boats and airplanes. They will be dispatched for rescue efforts. And orders have been issued to take any necessary measures to protect the life of the public. A sufficient amount has been allocated to relevant district secretariats in order to provide relief to the people.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the manifesto of the opposition presidential candidate is an extraction from the 2015 budget. The head of state expressed this view addressing a public meeting in Ampara today.
The 10th meeting organised to ensure victory of the UPFA presidential candidate Mahinda Rajapaksa at the 2015 presidential polls took place at the Veerasinga grounds in Ampara today. Deputy Chairman of the Lahugala Pradeshya Sabha and UNP Pradeshya Sabha members P. Dayaratna and G. Vimalasena extended their support to President Mahinda Rajapaksa today. Yesterday they announced that a new country will be created in 100 days. They had to wait for me to create a new country even after it's been 60 years. Now they are trying to do it in 100 days. The value of the promises we make can only be determined if they are fulfilled or not. Look at the state sector. I have strengthened it with 1.5 million recruitments. When I was reading it, I remembered my budget. The budget that I presented cannot be copied by anyone else. I need to have the patent for that. When I look at this, it's inclusive of everything I did. Here it says make permanent the employees who have completed 100 days of service. I have already done this. There is nothing left to do. I have done it for those at the CEB too. The letter is simply delayed. That is all. When I heard of the delay, I told them to expedite this. I gave motorcycles worth 250,000 rupees. You only need to pay 50,000 rupees. Now they say that the 50,000 rupees will also be given. When I give you 250,000 rupees, he says keep this 50,000 and vote for me. There aren't people in the state service who will be deceived by this.
දැන් කියනවා ඒ 50,000 දෙනවයි කියලා. මම ලක්ෂ දෙකමාරක් දුන්නා මෙයා කියනවා නෑ නෑ ඔය 50,000 ඔය තියාගෙන මට ඡන්දෙ දෙන්නකෝ. ඉතින් ඒකට රැවටෙන මිනිස්සු නෑ රාජ්‍ය සේවයේ.
A girl who had drawn a portrait of the president presented her drawing to the head of state. Later, ministers and MPs addressed the gathering.
අද ආණ්ඩි හත් දෙනාගේ කැඳහැලිය වගේ.
This is like a pot of porridge. This fake slogan has faded. The facts that are included in the manifesto of Maithripala Sirisena are things that were already implemented in our budget. There is nothing left for him to do. Everything has been done.
සිරිසේනට කොරන්න දෙයක් අපි ඉතුරු කරලා නැහැ. ඒවා ඔක්කොම කරලා අවසానයි. මගෙනුත් කීප දෙනෙක් අහනවා.
Some people ask me what I will do next. I reply saying that I will be doing the same old thing. They ask me why I am not in public. Mervin Silva will appear when required. I will not cross over. I will walk because I am from Beliata. I am from Ruhuna.
පේනවා. එහෙම නැතුව කාටවත් අච්චාර විදියට පේන්නේ නැහැ කියලා කියන්න ඕන මිත්‍රවරුනි. මම පනින්නේ නැහැ. මං ඇවිදගෙන යන්නේ. මම බෙලියත් නිසා මම රුහුණේ නිසා. ප්‍රතිපත්ති ප්‍රකාශනය මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? ප්‍රතිපත්ති ප්‍රකාශනය කියන්නේ ජනාධිපති.
What does this manifesto say? It says that Maithripala Sirisena will remain as president. I wish to ask from Venerable Madhulu Abe Sobhita and his organization this. They pledged to abolish the executive presidency and create a new administration. Now that too is no more.
ආයක ජනාධිපති ධූරය අහෝසි කරලා මේ රටට අලුත් පාලනයක් ගේනවයි කියලා. දැන් ඒ පාලනේ නෑ.
Presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Maithripala Sirisena, speaking in Kurunegala yesterday, stated that the present government does not have a program to develop local industries.
Several opposition leaders participated in a rally organized in support of presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Maithripala Sirisena, in Kurunegala yesterday.
මේ රටේ දේශීය කර්මාන්ත පිළිබඳව මේ ආණ්ඩුවේ ප්‍රතිපත්තිය කුමක්ද කියලා තමුන්නාසලා මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මහත්මයාගෙන් අහන්න. මේ අවුරුදු 10ටම
You must ask Mahinda Rajapaksa what the government's policy is on local industries. For the past 10 years, not a single local industrial institution was launched in a large-scale manner. The people's needs are sought from international companies. This government did not implement any program to develop and uplift the local industries. Mahinda Rajapaksa commenced a new journey in 2010. That is one that does not see the sorrow of the working class. We cannot allow this journey to continue. We allow the first, we allow the second as a mark of gratitude. The third would be the one that would bury the democracy of the people.
මුළු මහත් ජනතාවගේ නිදහස හා ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ වලදාලා තනි තමන්ගේ මතයට තමන්ගේ අභිමතයට ආඥාදායක ගමනක් යන්න යන්නේ.
Public representatives from the common opposition also addressed the gathering.
දුර්දාන්ත පාලනයට එරෙහිව ඒ පාලනය වහා වෙනස් කර
We need to be against this unmanageable administration. This needs to be changed, and a people-friendly government and administration devoid of corruption and intimidation needs to be appointed. The sense of corruption is that what we created after finding funds has been uprooted as a whole, and his name is used for this. He cheers and says he did it, and he wants to stay even further. They did nothing. We did it. We need to change the development line.
මිත්‍රවරුනි මේ ක්‍රමය අපි වහාම වෙනස් කළ යුතුයි.
අද රජයේ දෙදරලා රජයේ නාය ගිහිල්ලා රජයේ සුනාමියකට අහු වෙලා.
Today this government is trembling. They have fallen victim to a tsunami and a storm. The swan continues to swim and strong government members are rallying around the swan. Back then the ruler was frightened when he saw the swan in his dreams. Now when they see the swan they get typhoid. Because of the strength of the masses, we will definitely achieve a resounding victory.
මේ ශක්තිය නිසා මේ ජයග්‍රහණය අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ලැබෙනවා නියතයි මේක ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න පුළුවන්. චීනට අපේ රටේ භාගයක් දැනට විකුණලා ඉවරයි. අපි අද
Half of the country has been sold to China. All investments come from China. We should not sell off all our resources. We need to protect our resources and stop the theft that is taking place. On the 8th of January, we hope to create a program for the people with the resources.
යන විදියට වැඩපිළිවෙලක් කරන්න තමයි අපි ජනවාරි 8 වෙනිදා බලාපොරොත්තු වෙලා ඉන්නේ. මේ මැතිවරණය කියලා කියන්නේ මේ රටේ දින
This election is the last chance for this country. This is a chance that we have to come together to protect the democracy of the country and stop the theft, fraud and corruption in the country.
හොඳම අවස්ථාව. එම නිසා සමුන්නාන්සලා සියලු දෙනා මෙක්කව වෙන්න.
Meanwhile, another public rally took place in close proximity to the Matale bus stand. The president says that Basil was not brought in by him. Then who brought him in? Today Basil Rajapaksa has one ministerial portfolio. There are another 7 to 8 ministries embedded with it. We call this a family system. He was given the ministerial portfolio because he is the little brother. That was a position that should have been given to a senior and talented person of the SLFP. How many more of such thefts and corruption are taking place? When a new government is appointed on the 9th of January, all the money that the members of the Rajapaksa family have skimmed will be found, and Maithripala Sirisena will appoint a commission to ensure that the money reaches the people.
When my father passed away, you might recall that I made a speech on the last day that the decision to come forward for these lies on your hands. I made a phone call to the president that night. The president said, "Are you trying to turn this government around or trying to create a revolution? Please keep quiet." In rage, I said, "This is about my father. Think amongst yourselves, my friends." The dreams that I had as a young woman were shattered instantly. Finally, I had only one decision to make. I will continue this fight until my last breath.
Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe says that they will provide relief to the public who are burdened with debt after they claim victory at the upcoming presidential election. He made this statement at an event held in Ambalantata yesterday.
එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂ නායක රනිල් වික්‍රම
Speaking at a meeting held in Matale yesterday, MP Namal Rajapaksa commented on the election campaign of the opposition.
There are many activities that are being carried out by the proposition as well as the opposition. The other side carries out meetings once in a while, which is a rare sight. Even though they say they will not face posters, we can see their posters all over town. Even though they sign agreements with the gathering, 40 to 35 people make public statement. The people who sign these agreements do not know what they have signed. There is no benefit for villagers. Our fathers carried out political activities of the program. We do not engage in politics with hate, jealousy or in order to deceive the people. MP Namal Rajapaksa made these remarks addressing the Women's Balamandala meeting in Matale. Meanwhile, the Matale District Coordinating Office was declared open by the MP. Thereafter, the MP toured Dambulla and met with the people of the area.
Speaking at a meeting yesterday, leader of the JVP, Anrukumar Dissanayake, expressed the following views.
There is no use of sending individuals who does not speak in parliament. We must make this parliament qualitative and wise. This lies in your hands. We are conducting election activities with the decision to field a number of JVP representatives for this purpose. This meeting took place in Kegol under the theme Defeat the Autocratic Frenzy under the series of meetings organized by the JVP.
UNP MP Sujiva Senasinghe extended a challenge to Deputy Minister Faisal Mustafa at a rally held in Akurana yesterday.
Faiz Mustafa Mahathya mage yaluwa. Faiz Mustafa Mahathya kiyenawa BBS එක ආණ්ඩු වෙන අපිට ආණ්ඩුවේ ඉන්න බෑලු.
I met my friend Faisal Mustafa a few days ago. He says that if the BBS is a part of the government, then he cannot remain in the government. He cannot wear clothes and remain with the government. So we asked Faisal Mustafa then, while the Muslims are being continuously attacked, Faisal Mustafa is hanging on the privileges accorded by the government. So we challenge him, if he is to pay heed to the voices of the Muslim population, to join our alliance before the 8th of January.
මුස්ලිම් ජනතාවගේ හදගස් මඳුරනවා නම් ෆයිසල් මුස්තෆා මහත්තයාට ජනවාරි 8 වෙනිදා කලින් අපේ සන්දානෙට එකතු වෙන්න කියලා අපි ඉල්ලා ඉන්නවා.
Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe says that they will provide relief to the public who are burdened with debt after they claim victory at the upcoming presidential election. He made this statement at an event held in Ambalantata yesterday. We will bring the visuals and details of the story later on in the bulletin. Meanwhile, Deputy Minister Nishant Muthuhettigama made a statement on the individuals who were arrested subsequent to an attack that was carried out on an opposition propaganda rally in Maduraba, Gaul.
An office was caught on fire. These things happen, Honourable Minister. Large shops are destroyed suddenly. 2 houses in my electorate was caught on fire last week. Things like this happen. The police has not been there at the time. Without any evidence, they have stated this was done by Muthuhettigama. 2 or 3 people have arrived. The police was begging to somehow give 2 people, and 3 people were sacrificed. Those people were people who were not involved in the incident and were sleeping at home. They are now in prison. I'm going there now to give them some food before the prisons are closed.
I made an inquiry from the OIC of Maduraba in this regard. He informed me that the 3 suspects were arrested in Undugama on Thursday. However, if such an incident mentioned by the Deputy Minister had taken place, we will investigate that as well. It is sad if such words are being used on the police. That is because they represent the highest esteemed institution in the country. We are disappointed that the police is being spoken of in such a manner.
Let's take a look at more views expressed on the political arena. Those
in the UNP also joined with the government. Now when all the corrupted persons are joining with the government, the clean slates are coming out. When many wanted to step out, the ruler of this country is saying that he has files on everyone.
එතකොට රටේ පාලකයා කියනවා ඔය හැමෝගෙම ෆයිල් මගේ ළඟ තියෙනවා කියලා.
ඊළඟ ඔලිම්පික් තරගාවලියට අනිවාර්යෙන්ම දුරපැනීම රිටිපැනීම.
Now in Parliament we have persons who can bring a gold medal in long jump, triple jump, pole vault and other forms of jumping events at the next Olympics. They are available in provincial councils and Pradesh Sabhas as well.
පළාත් සභාවලත් තියෙනවා මේ පරාදී සභාවලත් තියෙනවා. මේ පණින පැණිලි වලින් පේන්නේ අපිට ඒකයි. එතුමා කියනවා
He invites you to steal, saying that the doors are not locked.
සැලුන් දොරේ. අහව රියල් කතා මහින්දයාගේ කාමරේ. හිටපන් සයිඩ් එකෙන් වාඩි වෙලා කුඩු දොරේ කුඩු ටික එතනවල ටික තියෙනවා අපේ කාමරේ.
This is insane politics. These are not people who can carry forward the development of this country. A group of insane people have come together and doing insane things. You must think and not allow such insane persons to operate. When you look at the way that they are yelling, it is evident that they are over. Come the 8th. That is why they are yelling. You must not be deceived by this.
බොරු තක්කඩි කතාවලට තමුන්නාසල රවටෙන්න එපා.
This is the 3rd chance of the president. We, together with the 18th Amendment, provided him with this opportunity. Maithripala Sirisena, who is contesting against him, was also involved in this. The others too who stepped away are involved. Why are they saying no now? They think that the village boys are fools. They think theirs ride on horses, while the village boys ride on donkeys. This is the ghost of King Parakram Bahu that has come in the guise of Maithripala Sirisena. He is the real farmer of Polonnaruwa. Our policy has been created for the farming community from the real farmer of Polonnaruwa. Devadatta to Lord Buddha, Judas to Jesus, and Musila to Guttala, Sirisena to Mahinda Rajapaksa.
ඉතින් මේවා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි දෙව්දත් දිනුවද?
මේක යකාගේ කක්කේ. මුන්ට ලියලා දීලා මේක.
This is astounding. Has this been written to them? Why are they so troubled? Why do they need to get angry? Ask from Yatinuvara whether there was a crowd in Kandy or here.
There are groups serving under international imperialists to spread racism and nationalism. What do they need to create a conflict in the country?
ආගම් අතර වෛරය ඇති කරලා ભેද බින්න කරලා මේ රට සිංහල දෙමළ මුස්ලිම් වශයෙන්
This government, which caused separation as Sinhala and Muslim by creating hatred amongst religions, is nearing the day to provide answers for ruining the identity of Sri Lanka. After the 9th of January, the Sinhalese, Tamils and Muslims will be able to live in a peaceful Sri Lanka.
ශ්‍රී ලංකාවත් තුළ සාමකාමීව ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් පරිසරයක් නිර්මාණය වීමේ ගමන පැහැදිලි කියන එක අපි පැහැදිලිව කියන්න ඕන.
ආදරණීය තරුණ දරුවෝ මේ රටේ සියලු දෙනාම එක අම්මගේ බඩවැල කඩාගෙන නූපන්නට එක
Everyone in this country is the child of a single mother. As a group that loves the country, we need to bring the president to power once again.
අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා නැවත වතාවක් මේ රටේ බලයට ගේනවා අනිවාර්යයි සත්‍යයි.
මේ දේශපාලනයෙන් සත පහක්වත් මේ සුජීව සේනසිංහ හම්බ කරන්නේ නැහැ කියන පොරොන්දුව අපේ ස්වාමින් වහන්සේලාගේ
Sujiva Senasinghe does not earn a cent from politics. I make this promise to you, the most venerables. If someone says that I have stolen, please inform me of it. My father is a lawyer, mother is a lecturer, and brother is a specialist doctor in England. My other brother is an accountant in America. I am left here to take care of my mother and father. I love my parents very much. I wish that all the blessings be bestowed on my parents.
දෙමාපියන්ට විශේෂයෙන් මගේ දෙමාපියන්ට මම ඉතාමත් ආදරෙයි. ඒ දෙමාපියන්ට සියලු පින් ටික ලැබෙන්න කියලා මම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා ඉදිරි අනාගතේ.
Addressing an event held in Ambalantara yesterday, opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe said that they will provide relief to the public who are burdened with debt after they claim victory at the upcoming presidential election.
The event was held under the auspices of the opposition leader of the UMP, Ranil Wickremesinghe, and also saw the presence of UMP Deputy Leader Sajith Premadasa.
අද ණය ගෙවන්න බැරි වෙලා දඩ ණය ගෙවන්න බැරි වෙලා ණය තොරතුරු ඒකකේ
Today the people are unable to pay their debts. Details in the debts list have now fallen into the crib. Now the people are trapped with debt. The small-scale businessmen and those who have credit cards are here. Now they cannot obtain any loans. When you look at it, they are in the crib because they are unable to pay the loans. How many of such persons are there in your areas? We will give them an opportunity. We will introduce a system to pay their loans on condition, which will be relief-based. So we will release you from your debt. By the Sinhala New Year, we will release you from your debt.
මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? ඒගොල්ලෝ මුදවාගෙන ලිහිල් කොන්දේසි සහිතව ණය ගෙවීමට අවස්ථාවක් දෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඔබේ ණය බර අපි එතනින් ඉවත් කරනවා. සිංහල අවුරුද්ද වෙන්න ඉස්සර ණය බර ටිකෙන් ටික අඩු වෙන්න යනවා. කෝටි ගණනක් ගිනි පොලි ණය අරගෙන
The government has taken billions of loans at high interest to build islands. They are constructing one island away from the Hambantota port. There is another being built away from the Colombo harbour. These islands are created and given to China on lease. This government can give islands to the Chinese. But this government cannot give deeds to the families in the Hambantota district where a number of families live under one roof.
අනු පවුල් වලට සිංහලක් කර ඔප්පු දෙන්නට මේ රජයට හැකියාවක් නැහැ.
රනිල් මහත්තයාත් සජිත් මහත්තයාත් බොරු දේවල් කරන්නේ නැහැ බොරුවට බබ්බු වඩා ගන්න අත
Ranil and Sajith never deceive. They do not do anything that will deceive you. The people also will not vote on deception. The people are more intelligent.
The United National Party engaged in a program to distribute handbills this morning.
The handbills were distributed in and around the vicinity of the Vallavata public market as part of the elections campaigning of Colombo West.
Thank you very much.
A situation has arisen where traders cannot engage in business activities. We saw instances where the consumers think twice before purchasing an item. As a person who understands the people's heart and their sorrows, Maithripala Sirisena has stepped forward to eradicate poverty. When they take these handbills, the people place high hopes on us, devoid of their race.
We revealed the 100-day program yesterday. Through this, we have shown a way to decrease expenditure and increase income. I would also like to remind to all of you that we wish to return the money which is obtained through corruption and has gone into the pockets of one or two people and give it back to the pocket of the public. I should also remind you that we must join hands to bring about a Maitri rule on the 8th by leaving aside this political system that is based on hatred.
In business news this evening, the Department of Census and Statistics notes that a 7.7 economic growth was recorded in the third quarter of this year.
According to the data of the Department of Census and Statistics, in the second quarter of this year, from July to September, the agriculture sector experienced a 10.1 economic growth, while the industrial sector experienced a 31.2% economic growth and service sector experienced a development of 58.7%. According to this data, compared to the year 2013, though there is a setback of 2% in the agricultural sector in the third quarter of year 2014, industrial sector has experienced a 12.6% growth, while service sector experienced a 7% growth. However, during this period, rubber, paddy and small crops have decreased by 32%, 35.5% and 17% respectively. At the same time, during this period, the coconut industry has seen 10.8% growth, while vegetables has seen 11.5% growth.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of News First Weekend. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Madannai. Good night.